Hey guys, so yeah, time for another video blog, I think. I've just been watching some of you guys' videos on YouTube, and some great videos, guys. I'm going to apologise quickly about the lighting in here. Yeah, it's a bit awkward, but anyway, yeah. So when watching some of you guys' videos, I came across a documentary called "Would You Date a Woman with a Disability?" It was based in India, and sort of surrounding some of the stigmas. I'm going to actually move, and some of the things to do with Indian culture and disability. So yeah, it was interesting to watch, and it made me think about the society that we're in England, in the UK, and some of the stigmas around disability that I think still are sort of rearing their ugly heads that maybe shouldn't be. So, quick outline, I'm going to put a link to the documentary that I watched in the description, but it was interviewing an actress that played a young woman with cerebral palsy in a film called Marguerite with a Straw, and how she found the experience of playing a disabled person, and how it's changed her view on disabled people as well. And it was really interesting, so I'm going to put in the link below. They also interviewed a lady with spinal muscular atrophy, I think it's called, and that was really good as well. She made some great points. And they randomly interviewed people in the street and asked them, would you date someone with a disability, which is going to be the main point of my blog today. And there are a range of answers. Some said yes, some said no, some said horrific replies, and it was just, some of them are absolutely gobsmacking. So I've decided that today I'm going to talk about disability, relationships, and just generally things that aren't really thought of with when people think of disabled people. So my first point is, would I date someone with a disability? And my answer is yes, I would. I have, as you know, cerebral palsy, so it would be a bit hypocritical of me to say no, and I don't have a reason why I wouldn't. My partner doesn't have a disability. We've been together for 7 years, and he doesn't have a problem with my cerebral palsy. He's known from day one that I have that condition, and is extremely accepting of that. So yeah, that's my first point. My second point is, you have sex, so do disabled people. So I think that in society there is a big thing around sex and disability, and intimate relationships and disability, and a lot of people have that prudish view of, if you have a disability, you can't possibly have a sex life or an intimate relationship with somebody, and I think that's ridiculous. Intimacy isn't just about sex. Obviously there are other ways that you can be intimate. It doesn't have to necessarily be physical. It could be on a platonic level, an intellectual level. It's all about how you feel and the relationship that you're in, and that's personal to you. But I really do feel that in my own experience, people asking me questions, I've had people that are surprised when I tell them that I have a boyfriend, and they ask what disability he has, because they assume that, as I said before in one of my other blogs, that we all must date people with disabilities if we have a disability, and that's not true. That's just not true. So yeah, that was one of my other points as well. And do you know what? If the idea of disabled people having sex and having relationships makes you feel awkward, there is something wrong with you, not them. As long as it's between consensual adults of full capacity, then there's nothing wrong with it. and you're the one with the problem. So if you're watching this and you're thinking, well, no, the idea of a man in a wheelchair, having sex just makes me cringe, you need to now pause this video blog, take a look in the mirror at yourself, and remind yourself that you are a small-minded and horrible human being, and, educate yourself. Yes, do that. Yes, I'm talking to you. I know there's going to be at least one of you thinking it. Which brings me to my next point. If a person with a disability has full capacity and, they fully understand what they're getting themselves into and it's completely consensual, then it's none of your business. End of story. It really is none of your business. You could see somebody that dates someone in a wheelchair and, you might wonder, how do they do it? None of your business. It's just none of your business. And, you don't have a right to ask either. So, and another point as well that I took from the programme I just watched was that disabled people all seem to be the ones that make more of an effort to make non-disabled people feel more comfortable in social situations. And I agree with that point. That was a point, not my own point, it was a point from the documentary, but I agree with that point, and I think I found it that when I'm in a group of people and, they find out that I have cerebral palsy, they can sort of come across then and be really awkward, and I'll have to crack a joke or, about my condition or to try and break the ice and put in a lot of effort to make them feel comfortable and reassure them, when I really don't think we should be at a point now in society where we have to do that. You should just accept us for who we are. And, you need to learn that there are going to be disabled people everywhere you go, and that we are here, and we will be in the workplace, we will be, in schools, colleges, education. We're not locked away in institutions anymore, and, we're just as intelligent, as bright as you are, whether it be a learning disability, whether it be a physical disability. You feeling uncomfortable is your problem, and down to your lack of education, and the only person that can change that is you. So yeah, I think that it's your turn now to make us feel comfortable in society, not our turn to reach out our hand to you, because I'm no different to you. I have a disability, so what? Accept it, get over it, open your mind. And also, the other thing as well is we need to focus on people's ability, not their disability. Everyone has different abilities, whether they have a disability or not. And as a society, we need to realise that, and we need to focus on it more. And yeah, I think that is a really important point, and I think that we need to make sure that we're not looking down on people and focusing on things that they can't do. Also, I have heard people say on occasion that disabled people create a strain on society, on healthcare, on needing care, on needing support, on employers, blah blah blah, and I really strongly disagree with that. I think that everywhere should be made accessible for everyone, and then we won't have a problem with accessibility. I also think that as somebody that works with disabled young people myself, as a disabled person, which is a bit ironic, but if those guys weren't around, I wouldn't have a job, and I wouldn't have some of the amazing, wonderful experiences that I have every day, and I wouldn't wake up in the morning and looking forward to going to work. Those guys, as well as other disabled people, I don't think we create a strain on society. I think we have a lot to offer, and we have rights to be here just like you. And I think that is an extremely small-minded view, because there are so many people out there with disabilities that have made massive contributions to society and to the world. Stephen Hawking, just one example, brilliant physicist. He's a disabled person. You know, doesn't, as far as I'm concerned, cause strain on society. All the healthcare system, everyone needs healthcare, some more than others, but, you know, I just don't see how you can think of us as a strain on society, when actually the strain on society is your small-mindedness, and your lack of understanding around disability and the stigmas that surround that. So I think that there are things that we are doing and can be done to sort of resolve that. I think education is definitely one of them. I think that needs to start in schools, which it has. I mean, I know that a lot of schools now sort of do teach children about disability, about being, like, you know, different sexualities, transgender, being, you know, being gay, all the rest of it. And I think that's a really good thing. So that's a good start. I also think that as disabled people, we maybe need to be a little bit more open-minded, and, you know, need to, if people ask us questions, need to be comfortable with that, because they're probably asking out of curiosity, and we can then educate them in that as well, so they have a better understanding. And I also think that non-disabled people need to be a bit more confident in asking these questions of disabled people. The worst answer you're going to get is bugger off, mind your own business, in which case, you know, not the worst thing in the world, but most people will probably be happy to tell you and educate you a little bit. So yeah, those are my points. I'm gonna leave the link to the documentary that I watched below, because it's really interesting, and I'm gonna check out the film that it was about as well, which is Margarita with a Straw, which, as I said, was about a young girl with cerebral palsy, fighting the stigma, finding love and relationships, and I'm going to do that. And in case you're wondering why I keep looking over here, I took notes for my video blog, so I need to keep going back to them. But yeah, I hope you guys are well. I'm going to do a walking video soon, which is going to be exciting, and I'm going to do one with my exercises as well, and upload them soon. So yeah, have a great week, guys. See you later. Bye.